everyone, welcome to my channel all about biology, and this is Jyoti Verma. Today we are going to discuss about the tryptophan operon. So the tryptophan operon is also called as the trip operon, and this operon basically involves the synthesis of an essential amino acid, that is your tryptophan. Okay, and as this process involves the synthesis of an essential amino acid, that's why it is anabolic in nature. However, if you remember about the lac operon that we have discussed earlier in our previous videos, in that case there was breakdown of the lactose. So that process was catabolic in nature. However, in the case of tryptophan operon, this process is anabolic in nature. The tryptophan operon is negatively regulated and it is an repressible system. It is negatively regulated or negatively controlled in the sense that it is repressed by a repressor protein. Okay, so in the case of tryptophan operon, there is a repressor protein, and when that repressor protein gets activated, it gets bind to the operator site, due to which the transcription of the structural genes cannot take place. Okay, so this tryptophan operon is an example of negatively controlled or negatively regulated operon. However, this operon is also an example of repressible operon because it involves the presence of certain effector molecules, under the presence of which the repressor proteins becomes activated and they stop the process of transcription. So the repressible operon involves the presence of certain molecule. In this case, the effector molecule is a co-repressor, which is the tryptophan itself. So the tryptophan, when gets bounded to the repressor protein, it activates the repressor protein, due to which the transcription of the structural genes cannot take place. So the tryptophan operon is an example of repressible operon. Now we are going to discuss about the components of the tryptophan operon, that is the structural genes. The tryptophan operon basically consists of 5 structural genes. It consists of a leader region, it consists of a promoter, it consists of an operator, and it consists of a regulatory gene. Okay, so now we are going to discuss in detail about the tryptophan operon. Okay, so now we are going to study about the structure of the tryptophan operon. The tryptophan operon basically consists of 5 structural genes which are mentioned as TRPE, TRPD, TRPC, TRPB and TRPA. So these are the 5 structural genes within the tryptophan operon. Next to the structural genes is a region which is called as the TRPL region, and this region consists of 2 parts. The first one is the leader region. This one is the leader region, and next to it in the blue, as you can see, is the attenuator. So the TRPL consists of 2 portions. First one is the leader region and the second one is the attenuator. Okay, next to the TRPL are the 2 structures which are promoter and the operator. So in the case of tryptophan operon, the operator lies within the promoter region, as you can see in this diagram. Next to it is a break. As you can see in this, there is a break, and this break indicates that the regulatory genes as well as the portion of these genes is far away from each other. These are not located close to each other. Okay, that's why I have marked here a break, because the regulatory gene is located far away from these genes. Okay, next to it is a regulatory gene. This regulatory gene encodes for a protein which is basically a repressor protein called as the TRP repressor or tryptophan repressor protein, and this protein or this repressor is a kind of aporepressor. Okay, so this aporepressor is inactive in its condition. Now what happens here, the structural genes encode for certain kinds of enzymes. These are the set of enzymes, and these enzymes are responsible for the conversion of choristmic acid into tryptophan. Okay, so these enzymes are responsible for the biosynthesis of the tryptophan. So the transcription and the translation of these structural genes is essential for the formation of tryptophan. Let's see what happens in this case. TRPE will form anthranilate synthase 1. TRPD will form anthranilate synthase 2. TRPC will form anthranilate isomerase, TRPB will form tryptophan synthase beta, and TRPA will form tryptophan synthase alpha. So these are the 5 enzymes that are involved in different steps of the formation of tryptophan. Okay. So the transcription and translation of these structural genes can be regulated at 2 different levels. The first one is the repression and the second one is the attenuation. Okay, so firstly we will discuss about the repression in this video, and later on in our next video we will discuss about the attenuation. So the repression in this case basically takes place due to the presence of a repressor protein. As you can see in this diagram, this is a aporepressor which is inactive. However, it needs a kind of co-repressor which is the tryptophan itself to activate this repressor. Okay, so now we are going to discuss about the conditions that how the repression is taking place within the tryptophan operon in different conditions. Okay, so we are going to discuss here about the first case. In the first case, the tryptophan is absent. Then what will happen in such a situation when tryptophan is absent? We are going to discuss about that. So as the tryptophan is absent, the TRPR gene is continuously expressing and it is forming a aporepressor which is inactive in nature. And as I have told you earlier that this inactive aporepressor needs the co-repressor, that is the tryptophan, and tryptophan is absent in this situation. So this repressor will be in inactive state. So it cannot go and bind to the operator site, as a result of which the RNA polymerase will bind to the promoter site, and ultimately the transcription and translation of these genes will take place. Then these enzymes will play an important part in the formation of tryptophan from the choristmic acid. So that will be the situation in the absence of tryptophan. Because the tryptophan is absent, so the E. coli needs to use the mechanism of the synthesis of tryptophan. So in this case, the transcription and translation of these genes need to take place so that tryptophan can be formed. Okay, so in this way the formation of tryptophan will take place in such a situation. Okay, so now we are going to discuss about the situation in which tryptophan is present. So in such a situation there is no need of utilizing this mechanism for the synthesis of tryptophan. So what happens in this case, we are going to discuss about that. As we have discussed earlier that this TRPR gene will continuously undergo transcription and translation, leading to the formation of an aporepressor which is the TRP repressor, which is inactive in nature, and this inactive repressor needs a co-repressor which is the tryptophan. And as the tryptophan is present, so here what happens, the aporepressor gets bounded to the co-repressor which is the tryptophan, and tryptophan induces certain conformational changes within the structure of this aporepressor, due to which this aporepressor co-repressor complex gets converted into the form of an active repressor. Now this active repressor goes and gets bounded to the operator site. As this active repressor gets bounded to the operator site, the RNA polymerase cannot bind to this promoter region, due to which the transcription and translation of these structural genes will not take place. So the products that will be formed by the transcription of these genes will not form here. Okay, so there will be no formation of these enzymes, due to which the synthesis of tryptophan from the choristmic acid cannot take place, because tryptophan is already present and we don't need the formation of tryptophan here. So that's why E. coli has a special mechanism that when tryptophan is present, then it don't need to utilize this mechanism for the synthesis of tryptophan. And this is the repression, in which an active repression protein is repressing the transcription and translation rate, due to which the synthesis of tryptophan cannot take place. Okay, so that is all about the repression, and we will discuss about the attenuation in our next video. If you like the video, just subscribe to my channel for further updates. Thank you so much.